Welcome back to part 6 of my Tesla earnings forecast video review series. In the previous part, you saw Loki eat breakfast. I set out breakfast for Loki and see if he will eat or not. It's rare these days that I have a successful episode of Breakfast with Loki. I apologize that at the end there, my answering machine picked up a phone call. Hopefully, my directional microphone here did an okay job of prioritizing my voice over my stupid, loud answering machine message that was playing. So let's dive back into the forecast thread and keep going from where we were, which was talking about profit per vehicle with and without regulatory credits, and see what's in tweet 10 of my 69 tweet forecast thread. This chart illustrates how ending the wave affects Tesla's quarterly finished goods inventory level. The more vehicles produced per week, the harder it gets to deliver all of them by the end of each quarter. Here's an explainer video I made. I made a few explainer videos, and I've talked about it earlier in this video series. And if you didn't watch Stephen Mark Ryan's reaction video to my forecast, he talked about it too. It's remarkable how many people either don't understand what's happening or are willfully ignoring what Tesla's investor relations and executives have been telling us for the past several earnings calls about ending the wave. You're gonna have more ending inventory as you go through this process of trying to smooth out the deliveries so that every month you have a roughly similar number of deliveries within a quarter instead of trying to pack all the deliveries in to the last several weeks of a quarter. That's a dumb game to play. And for those who have seen Ender's Game, the solution is not to play, right? Just don't play the dumb game of trying to deliver everything by the end of every quarter, and you won't win stupid prizes, which are higher costs. It costs you more, and it costs you more in the customer delivery experience when people who don't normally deliver vehicles have to deliver vehicles at the end of a quarter to get them all out, right? So it's a better use of human resources, and it's a better use of capital, and it's a better use of expense dollars to smooth those deliveries out, even though there is an unfavorable working capital impact from having more inventory on the books at the end of the quarter. What's this chart show? Well, I've got a couple of charts actually layered one over the other. If you're trying to replicate this chart in Excel, I don't think there's a straightforward way to do it. I think you would have to do it the same way I did, which is to make two charts and drag one of them on top of the other to present it this way. But I think it's very helpful for people to be able to see, hey, it's normal to have a beginning inventory balance and an ending inventory balance. You can't deliver them all by the end of the quarter. You can try, but you're going to have some finished goods inventory left over with vehicles in transit to buyers who did not pay for them by the end of the quarter. And that only makes sense, right? The higher your weekly production gets, the harder it becomes to deliver all of your production by the end of the quarter without taking extreme measures to try to get everything delivered. So the wave was going to end one way or the other. Tesla is finally doing it, and it's resulting in higher absolute inventory amounts than we've ever seen before. But if you look at them as a percentage of production, a percentage of quarterly production, the ending inventory used to be higher than it is today. If you look back at Q2 2018, this pink block is, a pretty decent amount compared to this orange block over here. So you can see the relative magnitude on this chart. Beginning inventory in blue, production in orange, deliveries in green. You can only deliver vehicles that you had to begin the quarter or that you produced during the quarter. I hope that makes sense. And you won't deliver all of them, which means that beginning inventory plus production minus deliveries equals ending inventory, or ought to. That's your theoretical ending inventory. then you need to go actually count your inventory, which is very easy for Tesla to do because all their vehicles are connected wirelessly. Every Tesla has an internet connection, so it's pretty easy to figure out where they all are. I hope. Maybe I'm speaking out of turn on that, but I think it should be easy to take inventory and compare it against that theoretical inventory and make sure they match or close enough that you know what happened. And yeah, these numbers are just going to increase. We saw them start to rise in Q3 of 2022, higher in Q4, higher still in Q1. I'm forecasting that trend to continue throughout the rest of this year with higher and higher numbers of vehicles in ending inventory as Tesla tries to have vehicles they can deliver in the first month of every quarter around the world, right? International shipping logistics is hard and complicated. You don't want to have to pay fees, port fees, detention, demurrage. You need to minimize these costs. And one of the ways to do that is to try to have less gluts of inventory and get things smoothed out, right? You want to create vehicles as the orders come in and ship them, and that by itself ought to get you a more even spread of deliveries by month. And that's what Tesla is trying to achieve with this ending the wave strategy. So that's tweet number 10. What's tweet number 11? This is a really simple one. I used to have a CEO stock expense chart in here, and it just kept not changing quarter after quarter. It was the same. So I got rid of it. And I replaced it with this one. This is just showing you the quarterly GAAP net income dollars after throwing out regulatory credits. So sometimes people say, hey, regulatory credits don't count. You should throw those out of the earnings number. Okay, fine. Here's what it looks like if you throw that out. Tesla had a pretty big regulatory credits number in Q1 of 2023. Actually, they had a big one here too as well the prior year. I want to say both of these were more than $600 million higher if you include the regulatory credits. But here's what it looks like without them in all quarters. Tesla used to lose money if you did that math, but they don't anymore. I should have made this block red to go with the red negative number here, showing that there was a loss in Q1 of 2021 if you threw out the regulatory credits revenue. But since then, you can see the trend is generally up and to the right. So that is my video for today. So let's check back in with Loki. Loki is dozing and digesting his breakfast. And with that, I'll say if you've enjoyed today's video, click the like button. If you're not subscribed to my channel or my Twitter account, consider doing that. It's free to subscribe on Twitter. It's 69 cents per week to subscribe on Twitter and get early access to my videos the day I upload them and subscriber-exclusive tweets. And the subscriber-exclusive video, James and Loki's Gems of the Week, in which I go through all the tweets that I liked over the previous week on Tesla Twitter and talk about them. So really, you're paying about a penny per minute of subscriber-exclusive content, because those videos usually run about an hour each. And a special thank you to my executive producers, Kathy Kitchler and Rebellionaire.com, and I'll see you in the next one.